Well, I'll tell you, it's becoming a little eerie that what I'm saying prior to the reading is coming out in the cards. You are not the only sign this is happening to. I talked about reflection and facing fears and anxieties, or not allowing those to stop you from moving forward. And that this was a time for you to understand why things maybe happen the way that they did. I talked about legacies, leaving a legacy. You know, this is here we have three. And as I said, the number three for me does represent growing or growth. But I feel like we have represented here three different generations. There's something about leaving a legacy behind. We've got the page, which often is a child, and then the father, and then like a grandfather, or it could even be that the hermit is like a great grandfather. But there's something about, you know, leaving something behind that is long lasting. So this could have something to do with a family business is what I'm picking up. But I also feel like something is being handed down through the generations, and that maybe somebody in the family is looking to expand. How can we even make this bigger? This is, you know, like setting up an enterprise or looking to the future, having foresight and planning. I try to go in order, but sometimes my thoughts don't go that way. So one thing I want to say is this: there is something to be seen. Now, this may have something to do health wise. This could be with a grandfather. I'm getting an older gentleman. There may be problems with seeing. So that to me could also be representative of like needing glasses or contact lenses, or maybe cataract surgery. Maybe somebody's having LASIK surgery. Maybe somebody is finding out somebody's nearsighted or foresight or farsighted. Sorry. But I feel like I'm hearing the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So there may be something that is someone is dealing with in a genetic way. There's possibly, okay, I'm picking up growth in a different way. Now, the moon for me can represent the sign of Cancer, and I'm getting the word cancer. So I don't think that this is a surprise, but I do feel that somebody is waiting. I feel like they're waiting to hear news from tests regarding possibly a growth, or this could be something on the skin that is being checked, for a result. Now, this may be a situation though that's been ongoing. I don't feel like it's a surprise. Okay, I feel like this is something that somebody's been dealing with. Now, I'm also getting that what you may be dealing with is that somebody could be dealing with these male figures don't have to necessarily be males. I feel like somebody could be dealing with depression. So these could be females. And it could also be possibly postpartum depression, because I am still picking up on birth or news of a child arriving, or that somebody is pregnant. Now, along with that, I am getting kind of something also with drinking or probably drug related. So, because the King of Cups being in my this is in the position of challenges, so it's almost as if he's reversed, or she. And I feel like there's some kind of up and down. Now, this may also have to do with the love situation with all these cups. Cups to me can speak of matters of the heart. It can speak of emotions, the way somebody or the way you feel about a situation, the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about a family member, a relative, or that maybe there's somebody around you whose emotions are a bit volatile or up and down. But, this often for me can come across, especially with this many cups, there may be a drinking issue that has been ongoing. But it can be a long-term issue in terms of love where there's something that's cyclical, especially like I'm getting lunar cycles where like it just every so often something happens. I don't know. I just heard somebody falling off the wagon. So that may have something to do with, it's like there's periods where things are going well. And then all of a sudden, something gets thrown off track. And so I feel like somebody may be calling in. This could represent definitely a spiritual person, a third person that comes in to try to help get somebody back on track. They're looking for spiritual guidance. There may be also a period that maybe somebody, if you've been in communication with somebody, remember I was talking about communication or how somebody's words, they have to choose their words or action wisely because it really affects people. Maybe there's somebody that, one day they're fine. The next day it's like things are upside down again. And they're maybe dealing with some kind of a loss or depression or something like that, and they retreat. Now, this could, and I feel like this may be something very deep, like on a subconscious level, like they're not even aware of what they're doing. So with all these cups, this definitely could be in a romance situation. I want to emphasize Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio could very well be standing out with all these cups. Virgo, if I didn't say that already, I wanted to say that. And maybe this could also be you, where you're the one who's moving away from this situation because you have to protect yourself, or, you're wanting to do some introspection. You need some, you're going within. Remember, I talked about facing your fears, and this could be that it's the time is now to face something that you haven't been wanting to see, because this can lead to a new path, or with time, wisdom is gained. Now, I can't help and ignore that the moon is here. This is the number 18. When added together, 8 plus 1 is 9. And we have another 9 here. So obviously it could be, as I think I said earlier, announcement of the birth of a child or the pregnancy. There could be traveling or people getting together, especially due to, something religious. And it could be also the religious holidays that are coming upon us. They're, generations getting together, the family getting together. This also could be expansion, like how do we expand the family business, or wow, that was ice, chilling, bone chilling. That was actually literally ice. So I don't know if somebody is feeling left out or aloof, or that someone's being cold towards them, or that they've turned their back on them. So this doesn't necessarily have to be you. This could be that maybe you feel like somebody has turned their back on you in some way. And that's why this is in the challenge position. The emotions are all over the place. The way you feel about the situation, you're deciding. There's a decision to be made, and maybe there's difficulty in making that decision of there may be a child involved in the picture. So, but I think what's going to be helpful, as I look at this, and this may also be very much work related. The cups for me can also represent like creativity. Maybe there's a lack of, I just get like somebody is blocked creatively, blocked emotionally. Nicholas keeps coming around. I'm being led to say, listen to your intuition, since Nicholas just walked past here. What is it? He's upset. I don't know what he's upset about. What are you upset about? There's something that's not flowing. I'm getting sick, like cycles or something cyclical in terms of growth. It's almost like I'm seeing the wheel of fortune. What goes up must come down. So, there's a pattern of behavior that is going on. It may also be that, you may find that you could be, in terms of love and romance, that as you're dating somebody, the closer you get emotionally, maybe the more that they pull away, that they isolate themselves. Now, there may be a decision in love, because we do have 3 people here. There may be a situation regarding 3 people. Doesn't mean that this is infidelity, but it could mean that, something has to end in order for something to begin. Maybe somebody is indecisive of starting something new with you, or maybe you're thinking about starting new with someone, but you've got to resolve something from the past so that it doesn't continue and follow you. But I get that there could be self-sabotage. It may not be you, maybe somebody around you where, like I said, things get very emotional and they pull back. Now, in a positive way, I see this as a very emotional, internal journey that some of you are going on. And this, with the moon, to me, means that there's a need to release the fear and the anxiety so that this journey can happen. That, you can meet somebody. There may be love that is coming in. You may already have a child from somebody else, but you're meeting somebody new. And, you're no longer with that person from the past, but there's 3 of you now. It may be that you're having difficulty deciding, is this the one for me? Maybe somebody has offered you like something, oftentimes this comes across as the knight in shining armor. They've invited you someplace, or to meet the family, or to take the relationship to the next level. And you're going to have some things that you have to face in order to grow old together. See how the pattern goes? And then have a child. And then there's a family. So it's going to be different for everybody, obviously, because you could be on one side of the coin, but what I'm seeing and what I think is important is that the Page of Cups here often can represent for me, not just messages, but it's new beginnings. It's starting something new. So it's letting go of the old, or the old way of doing something, so that something new and growth can come out of this. It's like, you're achieving something, you're working towards something. I'm also getting something about ships. So I don't know, ships that pass in the night. I don't know if somebody is waiting for their ship to come in or, their knight in shining armor. It could also be that somebody is waiting for a shipment or, something that you're fearing would happen, may be happening because this person's waiting. See, there's 3 ships out here. So be careful what you focus on and be careful the way that you speak to yourself. Remember I said, it could be that somebody is speaking harshly with you or there's lack of communication before I drew out the cards. It could also be the way that you talk to yourself. Words are things and what we say to ourselves can become reality. So if there's things that you're fearing, or that are anxious about, I feel like you need to release those and focus on the positive or the cups being half full, not half empty. Otherwise, you're going to create an environment where there is fear and anxiety.